My name is Kelie Grengs, and I am a board member, a volunteer with the new Freret, which is the Freret Merchants Association. I came on board in 2005 before Katrina. My husband and I bought a vacant building on Freret Street and decided to be a part of this exciting neighborhood. You know, before you could go to the strip mall and buy your shoes and your groceries and everything, you went to all these great little shops along Freret Street. A number of course, internal, external things came together. The automobile was kind of a huge. Then we had flight to the suburbs. People wanted to live in the suburbs, have a bigger yard, not have to park on the street. So how did we get Freret Street back on the radar? After Katrina, this was kind of the where the floodwaters stopped and started. We were probably where I'm sitting, was about knee deep. 2 inches of water, 2 feet of water, 20 feet of water. It sucks no matter what. And this particular building was under renovation during Katrina, and a stakeholder in the neighborhood had bought the property and was renovating it, and slowly one little piece of property at a time came back online. And after Katrina, Anderson Cooper and James Carville were down the street, and they said, Freret is the litmus of the Katrina recovery. If this little 8 blocks can come back, I think we're gonna be fine. So when we found out Midway Pizza was coming, we were like, a neighborhood joint, just what we need. It's so exciting. And I probably eat here once a week easily because they've got specials, and everyone knows the bartenders and the staff, and everyone's great. So and too convenient when you live just a few blocks away.
Steve Watson, I'm one of the owners of the Midway Pizza on Freret Street in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Ben Sherman, and I am one of the partners. We've been open since September of 2010. We call it New Orleans Deep Dish. It's our own thing. No one ever. Half the people that come in here 2 years in haven't had it. Word of mouth. We have a good sort of advertising team with us, and they come in, and it's so distinct. And we put our own spin on different Louisiana products. You know, so I think we have 12 sort of signature pizzas aside from stuff that you can make yourself.
Well, we've been really lucky. You know, we're part of I guess we're talking about Freret Street, which is a great area, and that was all new and upcoming. Also, what we're really proud of is the restaurant itself has lots of character, lots of atmosphere, big bar, so it's food, drink, good times, great staff. You know, we really try to focus in on making it just a lot of atmosphere, a lot of character, and great food.
Freret used to be a thriving back in like the 50s and 60s, and then it just went into a tailspin. And it fell on hard times throughout basically, like a lot of inner city areas in the 70s, 60s, late 60s, 70s, 80s. 2008, Neil Bodenheimer from next door from Cure opened up a swank bar, and Stacy came and lifted all the restrictions on liquor licenses and restaurants and said, we're going to make this an arts district. There's 20 restaurants along this row, when 3 years ago there was 3. It's one of those good old-fashioned land rushes, and it's just been such a neat thing to watch. It's been aside from it's become a real story just in the revitalization. When people say Freret, they just think of this is the way the city should run.
So now all of a sudden the corridor is stabilized, meaning all the blighted little homes back in the neighborhood, and we have a lot of blight still. Now those are coming back online. Families are moving back in, and this is becoming a great neighborhood again, which is really so exciting. People want to be a part of this. We've become this inner city food court. We like to call it our Pheretian food court. And basically we have, I want to say, 5 or 6 Culinary Institute chefs in our little 8-block corridor. So we have become foodie central. How can we stay off the radar? Ancora, very wonderful. It's a little slice of Italy. And every time I bring friends there, they say, wow, this is my new favorite place, because the food is amazing, off the charts, so authentic. Their wine list is wonderful as well, everything from Italy. And Jeff Talbot, the chef there, he's got Louisiana roots. It was so exciting when their big Neapolitan oven arrived and was being carried across the street, and everyone was standing there clapping, going, yay, we can't wait to try the first pizzas. So Ancora is really a gem.
I'm Jeff Talbot, and I'm a partner in Ancora Pizzeria in Santa Maria. So, yeah, my history is in fine dining. I worked all over in Europe, and then California and Florida and Philadelphia and such, and was kind of obsessed with that for a long time, and kind of got burnt out on it. My wife was like, "You really need to figure out something else to do." I kind of became obsessed with pizza. I also wanted to do something that my parents could understand and come and eat and be comfortable and stuff like that. So. And that was the idea, that my wife and I moved back to Louisiana, which is where we're from originally, and open a restaurant that everybody would feel comfortable at. The inspiration really comes from what I can get locally. So there's 3 farmers markets a week in town, and we go to all of them. I don't know if I picked it as much as it was just the opportunity. My partner is a partner in the building as well, and I remember. Not having lived in New Orleans for a while, I remember driving by and thinking to myself, no way. Because, he said, I've got a spot on Freret Street, and really not even knowing the history of the street itself, it was a little bit intimidating because it wasn't, the street that it is now, for sure. We kind of joke about it, we're kind of riding on the coattails of Cure Up the Road, and those guys were the trailblazers, and but that being said, they were the only people on the street, and I think that he made a gamble on it and certainly succeeded. But it's for us, it's interesting because it's one of the only streets that runs through Tulane campus and stuff like that. And having driven around after I first saw it, it's a great location for sure.
You will be embraced here. You will have a hard time failing here because we want you to succeed.